Welcome. Here we go. More gold grinding. Another day, another dollar. Let's get in there and see what happens. Nope. Let's gamble. 24 lands. 23 still in the deck. Little less than a coin flip for every draw step. Little worse than a coin flip. Let's see what we can do. How's the top deck feeling today? We're just doing a heat check. See if it's warm up here. See if our top deck is warm. Let's see. Not yet. We'll have to give it another shot. So, what can our opponent get up to? Goblin. Scary. That's a problem. Alright, top deck, hit me. Okay, I'll take it. We'll see if we can brick wall him with a blister pod or if he's gonna go big. Do we have an aura? And are we mono red? We are not. We are Boros. Does Boros have an enchantment for me? Got Twin Bolt. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if he's going to attack this. Nope. So he probably has another Twin Bolt that he wants to use next turn. In case I draw another land, maybe I can, like, throw down Evolutionary Leap. Well, it's a tap land. It's tempting to get Evolutionary Leap out, because he's probably going to cut himself a path through my Scion, hit me. Let's get Perilous Mirror out there. If he takes something down, I'm taking something of his with me. If he's playing Boros aggro, we just want to turtle up and protect that life total. We are playing control, and we've got leaps, so we've got the grind advantage. Retreat to Valakut. Well, that's interesting. Oh, and no land drop. That's less good for him. Not where you want to be. Did you mean to play a land? You went straight to attack. I don't think you want to attack me right now. I'm pretty sure I would take a trade of a Scion for your Goblin, no problem. Okay, so he's having some troubles. Let's build up our board and build our mana base at the same time. And we'll just turtle up. He can make one of our creatures unable to block, but he can't make all of them. No need to get the attack on right now. I think there's like 3 blister pods I'm trying back in the deck because I had so many 2-drops. It was just really, it was just like really tough to cast. Like that last turn couldn't have happened if I still had Carrier Thrall, right? So I had 3 mana, so I could Gate Creeper, get another Gate out, fix my mana, and cast Blister Pod the same turn. I was way too convoluted because congested at the 2-drop spot. All right, what are you hitting? I think he should have hit my Perilous Mirror with that before casting the Champion, maybe, but no. I mean, he still doesn't have anywhere to go. So this is where Evolutionary Leap is going to be kind of a security blanket. We can pitch the mirror to it. Or we could also spend this turn and get Husk onto the battlefield, and that we still have the same security. So I guess I'll do that. And his window to do like anything effective to us is closing. If he tries to do anything, such as attach an aura to this, we're going to kill it in response with the mirror. Now, we could get blown up if he has something like, okay, he says that can't block, sure. We could get blown up if he has Titan Strength or some shenanigans, but I'm willing to risk it. If he had any of those things, he would have used them. Here comes the... Alright. Now you don't have that. Yep, that's pretty much what we expected. Something like that. And he should have known that I'd pitch it, so if he were, you know, kind of on the ball, I think he'd target my Husk, and then he'd still at least have sort of an attack this turn, but I mean, it's no good. His game's not going anywhere. We kind of wrapped this up already, which, in a way. So another mirror again locks him down. And do we want to start attacking? I feel like we can. Yep, let's start getting some beat down on. He's got to think about this one, and he puts in front... Oh, that's great. I love it. Huh. Okay. I was going to pitch the mirror and kill his champion and hit him for an extra 4, but since he chump blocked, I can wait on that play. Alright, retreat. What are you going to target? I don't think it matters. He got off to a really slow start with Evolving Wilds, and we kept a 1-lander, but here we are. 1-lander with 2 gates, we drew what we needed. Say goodbye, champion. A champion dies in this one. Oh, is that the best you can do, Iroas? Okay, you've got some Thopters. You got me there. I wasn't expecting that. Let's cycle some more. Get on the value train. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Pia Kirin. Come on, give me my Pia Kirin. Kind of wanted that Smothering Abomination too. I guess there's a lot of text on Pia Kirin for this guy to read. So much flavor. Mom and Dad, and they don't even have flavor text. Alright. We got a red open. Yep. Cool. Perfect. The white retreat to Emiria is definitely a lot better in most circumstances than Valakut. I guess if this deck got way ahead early, that might be a different story, but especially in this game, Valakut has not looked good as his 3-drop. Even with Glory Chaser out there, he just never got it through. Yeah, he's out. The Suntail Hawk, I would concede too. I wouldn't show me the Suntail Hawk. I wouldn't want anybody knowing I play that card. Grind it up. Let's see what we can get. Get silly in here. Still at 20. Best way to go about things. Retreat to Kazandu can be a massive problem if your whole deck's strategy is to bash face. And the ramp spells line up really good, but I mean, that's about it. That's kind of the extent of its play, so to speak. It's not, I don't consider the green one to be that good. It's good enough, you know. It certainly causes some headaches. I don't get excessively impressed with it. I don't see a need to pitch my Thopters anytime soon. So, we'll just run the Visionary. Give him that card. Okay. Swamp it is. Let's see. So now we're just gonna pick apart Boros Suntail Hawk and get this one over with. Was pretty much over from the get-go. His hand wasn't fast enough. We got on board. He didn't have any way to get his Goblin Renown around our little 1/1s. Perilous Mirror pretty much was a roadblock, and there wasn't much else to this game. The only thing worth still noting is that I had a 1-land hand. Kept a 1-lander, got there. Well, that's, you know, good for you. I'm going to have some fun with your, ooh, hello. Have some fun with his Call of the Full Moon. Gimme. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, up. And never say never. Let's have triggers. Let's draw cards. Can we get that auto resolution? Can we get that thing so that we just have the massive, you know, like flight of cards flying at my face? That would be fun. I remember auto resolution. Now it seems like everything moves a lot slower. I can never say never. Boom. That's the plan. Nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. That's an Aliens reference, and if you don't know it, you need to go watch Aliens, because that movie is the bomb. Except in this case, we're nuking and the bug still lives, so a little unflavorful for the people. Let's get proetic. Got Nighthawk in the chat. Sorry about your round 3, dude. I was rooting for you. That was always kind of rough to watch when it's just like, come on, get there. One frickin' point, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It happens. Chin up, teamer, man. You can still top 8. Like Bieber says, never say never. Alright. Come on, get me another player, another victim. Let's do this. Searching for other players. I have a feeling it's gonna negotiate timeout. Let's... Yo! And it does. It's like I've been there before. Every day, really. Come on, man. I need my dollars. This prowess deck hasn't lost yet. I think it's about... If I had to guess... I used to keep records on this stuff. I haven't bothered in recent weeks. I think it's like 7-0, something like that. Nighthawk apparently only has one goal in the world, and it's to resolve a Flame Shadow Conjuring. Some of us aspire to more, some less. It's a big game. Room for a lot of things. Come on now. Let's go. Waiting. 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 Ugh, that was a longer than average waiting. I wonder if I need to reconnect. I was having crazy issues last night. Even after I stopped recording, I would play against the AI. I would earn my 15 gold, and then it would say that I couldn't connect to the server and it wouldn't give me my money. So I would sit there refreshing. I think one time I sat there hitting the A button every like 30 seconds, and I was just like reading an article or something, and I think I was sitting there like 25 minutes just hitting the A button every few seconds until it reconnected just to give me my gold. That's how dragon hoardy I'm getting. Gotta have my gold. I don't want to, like I've said, I don't want to spend any more money on the darn game. I've played this game enough that I should not have to pay gold for the next expansion. I really shouldn't. But I played so much with my friends, playtesting decks and playing in tournaments. Did so much more of that than I did randoms that I'm behind. I don't have the dollars. Nighthawk, are you going to buy the set when it comes out? I'm curious. You know, you've got content to create, but you've also, in the past, you've ground out the cards and made videos that way. What are you going to do when there's like 300 new cards? Are you going to buy some? Do you have some gold saved up? I'm just curious. Just curious how other people are going to do it. Anybody else can sound off too. I just know Nighthawk is, you know, he's an entertainer like myself, and as an entertainer, I feel like I owe it to everybody to show them new cards, like, right away. But I don't know if everybody feels that way. That could just be my thing. Could be how I approach it. I don't know. Sound off if you got an opinion. I got nothing else to do but cast this Mage Ring bully. We've got somebody with a 19k gold pile over there, so you got about 5k more to go. Are you going to get there? Are you going to get to 24k by April? That's the estimate for what it should cost to get all the new cards, just so you know. I'm not positive that's right, but that's what I've heard. Alright. I'm going to bully you. Take this. Ki. So we've got SLW's going to buy half of each set. Right on. He likes the aspect of not full collection deck building. It can force you to be creative. I never bought cards back in the old iterations of duels where you had to unlock the cards. I always unlocked the cards because I found I learned more about the cards that I was stuck with, and it helped my builds. We got some burnt out feeling people. Hey, I'm with you. I know how you feel. Trust me. The struggle is real over here. I think I'm going to cash this Titan Strength in. I need more threats, so I'm going to need to scry my way to more creatures. I usually don't cash it in on a one-off shot like that with this deck. Hey, it got us there. Well, I mean, it was going to be there anyway, but it's good to know. Good to know. I usually save my Titan Strength with this deck, but I think this case is different from the average where I'm just creature short, and if he kills my one creature right here, I'd have nothing going on. We need to keep pressure on for this deck to be any good. Listen, Lana, hello. You're going down, just so you know. Listen, Lana. It's going to be so sweet when the update hits. I feel you guys. I can't wait either. Looking forward. Alright, so this will put him at 8, and don't need more land. So next turn will probably be Pia Kirin, and then the following turn Brutal Expulsion can hopefully clear a path and finish the game. Although we may have to Brutal Expel this turn, we don't want to run our Mage Ring into Lissalana. Yeah, so I really want to draw a Fiery Impulse, which I think I scried away earlier and now regret. Hey, that means I don't have to. So let's think. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, dead? So I need 2 turns? I think that's reasonable. Alright. So the plan is unblockable majoring this turn, and then unblockable majoring next turn off the Pia Kirin Thopters, and attack with the 2 existing Thopters, and then that leaves them at 2, and if we even untap with Pia Kirin, we win. Alright, so what cards am I excited about? I'm excited about cards in general. That's a cop-out answer. My blog has some cards that are coming in the next set, or could be in the next set, that I write a bit about that I'm really excited about. I would love Kalidas, Chandra, Reflector Mage. I don't think we're going to get that. I think that would be too good. I really do. I just don't think they're going to give us the Mage. Dark Dwellers would be great in... it would be a great addition for duels, because I don't think Dark Dwellers is too good to be in duels. I think it is good enough to be awesome in duels without being too good. So I do hope we get Dark Dwellers. We don't have a bunch of cards that are both low cost and really powerful, so Dark Dwellers would be kind of a free roll, and I think they should throw it in. Alright, so we're going to get him to 3. But if we untap, we've got him. So, I don't know what he's going to do here. Rising Miasma me? I don't usually expect that from an elf deck. But we did good. Prowess got ahead and got under him. We used the Anchor to the Ethers. We punched him hard with the Titan Strength. This has been a good game for the Prowess deck, because one thing that I'm always worried about Prowess decks against, tempo decks, is linear aggro decks like elves. Because they can just flood the board and kind of make it hard to get your damage through, but we got it. We got it. I'm really, like, Thought-Knot, Seer, and Reality Smasher, finding out the best way to use that pair of colorless cards is going to be, unless something else comes with Shadows that I'm more excited about, that's going to be priority numero uno for me. Alright. Yep, if I can figure out how to be better at smashing reality than everybody else, my life is beautiful. Alrighty, 2 high power level. U-White tempo is lackluster, and Reflector Mage would make it better, but the thing is, I don't think it would just be in U-White tempo. I think it would be in all the decks, and I think that's the problem with it. I think it would go in anything that you could slide blue and white into. Nighthawk says he's going to be grinding it out. Okay. Stops him from doing deck techs. Yeah. Some people like to see the grind. I hear ya, and it gives you something different to do. I mean, plenty of people make duels content, but most don't grind, you know. And, you know, Nighthawk has an 11k gold pile, so we'll probably do some live pack cracking with Nighthawk every week for a while, which will be fun, right? The new Nissa is such an interesting card. What deck does the new Nissa go in? We don't really have a way to flood the board super hard. I mean, I guess you could go turn... With the perfect draw, you could go like turn 1 Blister Pod or Scythe Leopard or whatever, turn 2 Goblin Fodder, and turn 3 Nissa and pump them all, and then you have 3 2/2s. I mean, that's not exactly busted. That's a good start, but it's not ridiculous. But 1 Reflector Mage or other 2/3 like brick walls it, so it's not like that's a broken way to play. I think Nissa will just get thrown into a lot of decks because she's Nissa, but I don't know if she'll actually be good for them. I think that it'll get thrown into ramp just to kind of create plant token stall and give an inevitability type thing. And obviously plant tokens in Evo Leap are fun, giving you access to like an endless stream of creatures for your deck. Yeah, Nissa is probably best for aristocrats type strategies because you get little plants to sacrifice, or it can buff your army. So I guess she's good for aristocrats, which does need some help. Oh man, Chandra. Holy cow. Yeah, modern Thought-Knot Seer Smasher, post-traumatic stress disorder. Don't worry, they'll ban it. It's over. The Eldrazi Winter of Modern Magic, the paper format, is over. Chandra Flamecaller in this game is gonna be so frickin' ridiculous. Like, sickening. just sickening. I mean, I get mad enough right now when somebody goes Acid Moss and then the next turn casts like a Woodland Bellower. Imagine when they cast Chandra and either sweep your board or do 6 damage haste to you or draw a new hand. I mean, oh my gosh, that'll be a pain in the neck. That'll just be disgusting. Nighthawk has a guarantee for us that the average ranked player goes for Nissa's ultimate while having 10 creatures out. Hey, fog meta, it's real. You can't just buff your creatures with Nissa, you'll get fogged. That's a true fact on Xbox. That's true facts with CGB right there. True fact. Just don't even bother making your creatures better. They're only gonna get fogged. Oh, connecting, lamenting about cards. I don't know. See. Ancestral Recall hype. Nissa's Pilgrimage for 3 forests and Chandra's 0. Cha-ching! That's better than Ancestral Recall. That's a draw 4. Because it's 1 plus the cards in hand. Oh wait, one of those forests goes into play. Never mind, it's draw 3. Still, drawing cards. It feels like they've tried really hard to keep card advantage, like blatant card advantage, out of duels because they know that that's kind of what separates the spikes from the noobs, and they want the noobs to have a chance to win. So they keep anything that says draw cards away from us for the most part, except in cases where they feel they have to print like planeswalkers or flavorful things. So the more cards they introduce, and the more planeswalkers especially they introduce, the more card advantage creeps into the game, the spikier it becomes, which, you know, that's right up my alley. That's right up my alley. Speaking of getting spiky, let's take our 4-color Sphinx's Tutelage Brilliant Spectrum deck and just cram some, just drown an opponent in their own deck. That's what we're about to do to this unsuspecting Jason the Wasteland type. Alright, so we want at least 2 lands. We have 27 lands in this deck, so drawing lands is almost a foregone conclusion. We want a few lands, we'd love a tutelage. We want some board wipes, some removal. Tutelage, 4 lands, tutelage, board wipe. Oh, and we'll give you Jace too, because you're a good dude. Thank you, keep. That is some Nightwish in the background. I didn't know you guys could hear it. Usually when I try to listen back to my feed or my stream, I can't even hear the music in the background. Yes, that is Nightwish. If I get a red, I can go Falls and Clifftop, but double white's what I really need. I think I have every other color, well, black. I need white or black off this wild, so I don't want to play it yet. I want to play Hollow so I can play Falls, so I can play Jace. But then I can't cast Tutelage on time. But Jace increases my chances of casting Tutelage on time. Oh, it's actually pretty tough. But we'll go like this. Yes, it is Bless the Child by Nightwish, one of my absolute favorite get hyped songs. If anybody does not know Bless the Child by Nightwish, go ahead and look that up on your Apple Music or your Spotify's or your whatevers. Song is amazing. Gets me really excited. Makes me want to put a fog machine in my dojo, my magic dojo room here. I wonder if I'll block his archer. We'll see if he does anything pre-combat. If he does nothing, I probably won't block his archer. But if you can attack with open mana, and what you're playing isn't going to help your attack, you should probably attack with open mana, because it can psych people like me into not blocking when otherwise we could. Okay, so he's going to tap mana before attacking, so now if he attacks, which he still should to get the point in, I'm definitely going to block. But if he hadn't played that first, I wouldn't block, because I'd be afraid of Wild Size. Whether he has it or not. I love elves, but he's probably gonna discard a card to kill Jace, which, you know, that sucks, but it's actually fine. It's not a big deal. Do I want to disperse it so that Jace lives longer? Let me think. This one takes some thinking. No, Jace can die. I'm happy to trade it with a card from his hand. Jace isn't going to be that big of a deal. What deck did you use? He had no lands after you Ulamogged him. What deck did you use over there, Narplay? Did you use green red ramp? I mean that is the deck for the most part. That I think I pretty much broke. I mean it's a kind of obvious deck. It's not like I deserve all the credit for inventing it or anything, but I certainly I feel like people are playing very similar versions now, whereas before they were very like all over the place. Nighthawk is hyped for red burn decks with Hellion plus that new Angel. Screw it, throw a Flame Shadow in there as well. Turn an Arsonist into a Goblin Grenade. So he's talking about an Angel. This Angel is, I believe, 6 mana, red and 4. And I believe it's a 4/4 or a 4/3 flyer, but the text on it is what's amazing. Okay, the text says that whenever damage is dealt to a creature or a permanent, I believe it is, a permanent you control, then you can deal that 1 damage to its controller or 1 damage to its source. Something like that. You guys are welcome to correct me if somebody has it in front of them. Am I ready to blow this yet? I'm still at 17. I don't think I have to. Yeah, let's try to catch something bigger. Let's try to fry some bigger fish. I pick you and you. Okay. Boom, buzzsaw. Love it. Nail it, nail it, nail it. All right. Okay, let me read that card now. Whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you or a permanent you control, you may have Fireblade Angel deal 1 damage to that source's controller. So it is whenever a source deals damage to you. So that's interesting because that means a source could deal you 4 damage, but you could only deal 1 damage to the controller. But it also means a source like Rolling Thunder that does like 5 damage to 5 different targets, you can deal 5 damage to that player. That's pretty neat. It's a card. It's kind of a new-ish card. It's not a card you see every day. All right, time to wreck some dreams. Brah! And you thought everything was going so well, Elfman. Alright. Lands and lands and lands and more lands. Elves is going down, baby. He's got a long way to go. And we've got him down to 2 cards. Yeah, we are sitting pretty. Considering he had a good draw. You know, he dealt with our Jace just fine, but this is the tutelage curve out, right? Jace, tutelage, Brilliant Spectrum, sweep the board, kill stuff, play more stuff. It's good times. It's exactly what I love to do with this deck anyway. Boom. More cards, please. There are 27 lands in this deck, so do not be surprised one bit when you see a ridiculous amount of lands getting drawn. We're going to discard these because we want the 2, we want to get another basic in play so that all of these cards come into play untapped from now on. They will not force us. That's different. Gotta watch out for that. Alright. So yeah, 27 lands, but we handle it because we can either loot them with tutelage, loot them with Jace, or loot them with Brilliant Spectrum, or loot them with Artificer's Epiphany. So we just kind of draw our way through all the junk. So I got a nice comment saying, thanks for the channel. You lost interest in the game because Hakeem stopped making videos. I miss Hakeem. Oh my gosh. I consider him a friend, and I wish he would make his videos again. I'm trying to fill the gap, but obviously I have like 100 viewers. He has a couple thousand, so I'm sure there are more people that miss him, and I hope he comes back soon. But in the meantime, you guys are like my little special club. Because not that many people watch my stuff, and that's okay. Because if everybody watched my stuff, right, we'd all be, like, everybody would be equally amazing, and we'd all be crushing it too hard, right? I'm mostly joking. Alright, so we're going to disperse because we want to be able to activate this turn and filter our draw. Because we're flooding a bit. And yeah, so let's see if we can get any better. Actually, we're going to do that little pump fake because now he might think we have a counter and be afraid to cast things. He really has to cast things anyway, so it's not like he won't cast anything, but might influence what he casts. So we kind of give that pump fake, and then we're like, nope, we're going to leave mana up, and he'll think that there's a reason for that. He doesn't know we have 3 lands and a Fiery Impulse. He probably fears counterspells, but we don't run counterspells. Are we thinking about it? Okay, we'll let you resolve that. So, it's just a little game within the game. Positioning, bluffing, making people think. More lands, yeah. Valor and Elves. I made a deck that I called Valorous Elves. It is a thing you can do. We'll review his deck in a minute. It might look like bad manners too, but I'm not going to let the stream crash, as it often does, by waiting until after the game is over. 7, 5, 3, 1. Pro hint: duels players don't play around cards ever. Some don't. Some do. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. I mean, I have loftier aspirations than just playing duels, which explains a lot of my behavior in this game. So that's part of the reason/problem. I still hold myself to a really high standard, even when I don't really have to. Okay, so yeah, Valor, Kithian's Tactics, kind of a different elf deck. What's it at the expense of? What is not here? I don't see those Dwinnen's Elite at all. And that can't be right with these cards that he has. Yeah, no Dwinnen's Elite. I would definitely run Dwinnen's Elite. It combos perfectly with the cards he added. So, you know, little tweaking needs to be done on his list. Alright. Got our tutelage on, love it. That deck is... I'm curious. I'm really not sure if this deck is good, the tutelage deck, the 4-color tutelage deck without fogs, but I sure have been enjoying it, and I have not lost very many games at all. In fact, I'm trying to remember. I did lose one game where it was like tutelage versus tutelage, and he played turn 3 tutelage, and I didn't have one. And then he played Read the Bones, and I just conceded because he milled like 2 of my tutelages the first time he used it. Not that exciting. Yeah, he's got to get those Canopy Vistas in there, man. Canopy Vista is the best way to turn your Sunblade into a beat stick. For sure. Can you imagine if they lifted the rarity restrictions on lands and we could play all the dual lands, all the check lands and battle lands we wanted? That would be tight. I'd be down for that. I think you guys would be too. Getting color screwed or mana screwed or just basically building mana bases off like limited resources like we have, that's the thing that feels the most different from standard to me. Of course, obviously, if you played Standard in the last year, you have all the colors available all the time. Not exactly, it's it's not a great example. This hand isn't fantastic, it's very slow. And it doesn't have the super high impact cards that we really want, but it does have Bone Splinters, so it can buy us time. It does have Liliana, which does have a power level all its own. And the mana's okay. More basics than I want, because Evolving Wilds at the end of the day is about basics. We've got one duel, and we do want like double blue, double black, double green at some point. So that'll still take some work. I think the play is going to be Liliana, and then the next turn we're going to try to go Sky Spawner, Bone Splinters, Flip all at once. That's the evil scheme we're running right now. Of course, he could kill it, but there aren't a lot of things that just deal with 3 toughness on turn 3 on the play. It's actually pretty rare. So let's see if he can hit Touch of the Void. Yeah, he's going to attack, so I'm going to just take that because I plan to pull some Bone Splinters on that thing. Not going to risk Liliana that way. Okay, so let's get a land out so he can't blow us up with a Twin Bolt somehow. Oh, that was stupid. Well, I guess not. I mean, he still has to do something about... I should have... If I wanted to flip Lily, I needed to sack the Sky Spawner. Oopsie. But right now we get to gain some life. And if he kills the Sky Spawner, I flip Lily. And we have another Splinters. It's just risky if he's going to kill Lily. But he kind of proved already that he can't. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I get punished badly for that. I would love some Oath of the Gatewatch lands. I would love some Wandering Fumarole. And I like the Death Touch one a lot too, so I hope we get that. The green-black. Those, both green-black and blue-red, they need more lands. It's kind of a struggle to make decks with them right now. They're just naturally underpowered and less consistent than other decks in similar color combinations. So, what do we do here? Well, let's attack first. He could have a Titan Strength. I'll risk it. He acted like he had some kind of a trick of a turn or two ago. Okay, let's see. Aw, man, he got me. Oh well, stupid me. Got greedy. Too greedy. I deserve that. Alright, but you're coming with me. Too greedy. Greed check. Stop dreaming about Shadows cards and play the game, dang it. On the bright side, he did have to trade a Titan Strength. He's got kind of the Naya aggro deck, but he doesn't have a lot going with it yet. So I think we'll put the Lumbering Falls on him. No, we won't. We'll get Leap going. 2 points for you. Let's see. I could get a Perilous Mirror. That would probably be best case scenario. So we're going to do one sacrifice right now. That's not a Perilous Mirror. I believe I played a land this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I drew... Gosh, I wish I could remember if I played a land this turn now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I must have. Alright, focus up, focus up. Solemn Offering, that blows. Well, let's go ahead and pitch. I know I'm gonna let him get renowned this way, but I need better action. There is some better action. I love it. Solemn frickin' Offering. They always have it. They always have it. So he's still got 3 cards. We're in a bit of a bind. Well, at least it's anybody's game right now, is I guess what I mean to say. Like, say he has Reprisal. I mean, then we're just struggling from here. So I want to draw more card advantage stuff. Another Evo Leap, Smothering Abomination. I mean, Husk isn't bad. But for now, let's get drowning. That can be a real house. Tough to get through. Now, I'm not going to tap him down if he wants to attack this turn, because I want to see if he attacks or not. If he does, he must have a trick. And if he doesn't, then we know he doesn't have a trick. I'm definitely willing to take some damage to learn. Alright, here it comes. Dr. Owner, I don't know what that means. Alright. Oh, Drowner of Hope. Dr. Owner, I don't know. That's sweet. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So that's going to put him in a bind. And let's send in the 5/5. See how he likes it. And he says, I'll take that. Thank you. All right. We played out on Nantuko Husk Perilous Mirror first to break up a gang block. That's why we played all that pre-combat, if anybody's wondering. All right, so here comes the beatdown. Let me think. Okay. Let's see what he does. Titanic Growth, what are you targeting? What are you targeting? See, as long as I'm not pitching my mirror, he's in a bind. He's gonna target this? Okay. Resolves. No, that goes down, that goes up. Seen the light. I have finally realized what you need. Sweet. Okay, so that all turned out just fine. Let's get in there. Yeah, please give me Training Grounds and give me Eldrazi Displacer so I can go infinite with my Drowner of Hope in duels. That would make my day. That would be more fun than I deserve. Dr. Owner. Oh, I know where that comes from now. I can't believe I didn't think of that first. You want to renown your dude? That's fine with me here. One less blocker for me to maul down. Some people like my singing voice. Yes, thank you so much. I really don't care if it's good or not. I've been a singer since I was a kid, and I don't mean it in a professional way. If I like a song, I just sing along. I do not necessarily care whether or not it's the right time or if it's kind to people's ears or not. I just have fun with that. So I will make no apologies. Sometimes I will just sing on this stream, and I do not care. Let's reprint Splinter Twin with Bounding Krasis. Let's have all kinds of cool tricks in duels. Let's get some combos in here. Yeah, you Acid Moss me. I'm going to Splinter Twin my Bounding Krasis. Good deal? Yes, it is. All right. Speaking of Acid Moss, let's moss some people. Let's pull out the red-green ramp. See what happens. Hey, we got a message. Let's see if it's hate mail. You think we got hate mail? What do you guys think? Is it hate mail day? Aw, he's a nice person. Not that I'm that disappointed. He says, nice deck, GG. Ah, GG to you, too. GG to you, too. Looking polite on camera. The Xbox crowd is so kind. Alright. Now, there's some talk about Wasteland, and I played my first big standard event, which wasn't even standard back then. My first big tournament ever, my first competitive tournament, was a Type 2 tournament, with the latest set being Ice Age. And four strip mines were legal in this tournament. Okay? 4 strip mines were legal. And I was playing a blue-white control deck, and it had 4 strip mines, of course, because every deck had 4 strip mines. And it had Icy Manipulators, okay. And it had Winter Orb, so it's like a prison deck. And it was amazing that I could sit down across from the other popular deck, which was a mono-black aggro deck. And I'm playing an aggro deck, and they're playing a control deck. But everybody, the first part of the game was always the same. It was always like playing strip mines and carefully playing basic lands and original dual lands like Tundra, and just like daring the opponent to be the first to crack their strip mine, because as soon as one of us like missed a land drop or revealed a dependency on a color, it was just over, because the other one would be like, okay, then I strip mine that color and I play Icy Manipulator, and you never untap that color for the rest of the game. And it was really strange that a control deck and an aggro deck would play that type of game. But yeah, so that's me back when strip mine, 4 strip mines were legal. And you know, in the amazing abilities of Wizards of the Coast to create healthy and balanced formats, 4 black vices were legal in that tournament as well. 4 black vice. So it was not that weird to go turn 1 black vice, turn 2 black vice off 2 strip mines, turn 3 strip mine both your lands and watch you die. Healthy, balanced, fun magic. And people complain about this card. That's why I have a bit of perspective on this stuff. Alright, so let's see if we can dig out of a bit of a mana hole here. What is my favorite angel in Magic? New Avacyn. Avacyn's pretty tight. Avacyn's a pretty cool angel. My favorite angel in all of Magic, I've got 2, alright? And you'll probably have to look them up because they're not, like, historically the greatest angels ever, but they're my angels, okay? And one of them is, I believe, it is Iridescent Angel, white, blue, 5, and it 4/4, flying, protection from all colors. Protection from all colors. Alright. Protection from frickin' all of it. Just whatever you were going to do to it, you're not going to do to it. And so that's one of them. And the other is, I believe, called Exalted Angel, which is a 4/5 flying lifelink for 6 mana. And that's not the impressive part. It is a morph creature, so you can play it face down for 3 mana, and then you flip it face up for 4 mana, and Exalted Angel goes to work. Why are these 2 my favorite angels, you might wonder, as there are much better angels in the game? Well, both of these, one came out in Odyssey, and the other came out in Onslaught, and those 2 sets followed each other. Those 2 blocks followed each other. In both pre-releases, which were very huge sealed deck tournaments for those blocks, I opened those 2 angels. And in both of those pre-releases, which were about 300-person events at a very competitive place in Detroit, Michigan, you know, filled with some of the best players around, Patrick Chapin, Aaron Brider, and a lot of other really good players. Michael Jacob, just for some reason, a lot of names are escaping me. Mark Herberholtz. But anyway, I absolutely I won both of those tournaments, huge events, on the backs of those amazing angels in Limited. So that is why they are my favorite angels. They are they saved me. They carried me to the finish line of two of the more competitive events of my career. So that's why they make the list. Hope that was a fun story time with CGB for you guys. Meanwhile, our ally friend came out hot and heavy, then got his butt handed to him by Acid Moss and Radiant Flames, and this is Gruel being Gruel. That's what this is. So, 11-7, so we can't kill him yet, so we'll just hit him really hard. And that's probably a concession-worthy play. And if that's not, this probably is. This is my Turbo Land deck, everybody. We started, so in case anybody missed it, we missed our third land drop, all right? We went Forest, Forest, nothing, and then hit our third land drop. So we took a turn off from land drops, and here we are with 15 lands in play. Classic Gruel ramp, everybody, classic. Alright, opponent ain't got it. No reprisal. And even if they had that, of course, the Thunder would do the job, but I'm sure that was, I guess that's something that they could have hoped for. So that was brutal, all while telling a little magic flashback. Exalted Angel, Iridescent Angel. Those are the angels of my life right there. And I got the other thing about the Iridescent Angel is that the artist who drew it, whose name is escaping me right now, but the artist was at the event, and I got my angel signed that same day, and then the signed angel went the whole distance. Sarah Angel, the original Sarah Angel, are we talking about like revised Sarah Angel Norplay? He says he likes the Sarah Angel just for the art. Let's see, back when I got my first Sarah Angel, which was in the original set, the revised one, it's about the most beautiful creature I'd ever seen. I think I was 12 years old, just discovering why I liked girls, and Sarah Angel reinforced that. He's going with the newish one. Look up the old Sarah Angel art. That was hot. When you're like a 12-year-old boy, you're like, whoa. For some reason, I no longer want to tap when I attack. Alright, let's see if we can get a matchup for our Thopters boys. Yeah, we didn't know what Vigilance was back then. It just said that attacking does not cause Sarah Angel to tap. That was the text. Baneslayer, I missed. I was retired from Magic while Baneslayer was running Standard, so I didn't get to know Baneslayer until Duels, actually. I had never played with or seen a Baneslayer Angel until I fired up, I think it was Duels 2013. And I think the deck was Celestial Light, is it? The life gain, the white life gain deck? I about crapped my pants. I was like, wait a minute, what? Why do you get a 5/5 flying first strike lifelink? And then, of course, one of my first thoughts was, well, I guess it does die to removal. But man, when it lives, holy crap. So yeah, Baneslayer, oh my gosh, that card blew my mind when I saw it. I remember when 5 mana for a 4/4 flying Vigilance was too powerful. Now we get a 4/4 flying Vigilance Flash that gives everything indestructible and flips over and deals 3 damage to everything else while becoming a 6/5. I mean, that's a card right there. That new Avacyn is what I'm talking about for anybody unfamiliar. Look up the new Avacyn. She's my tablet wallpaper right now. I just read the lore about why Avacyn decided to become a baddie and destroy the human race. There's a kind of a flavor story about that on MagicTheGathering.com that I just read, and yeah, Avacyn's gone dark. She's all like twisted. She's Skynet, you know. She has become Skynet. She has decided that humans do not deserve their wretched lives and is going to purify the world. Just take us out, along with Bruna's help, and I think Sigarda is unhappy with this thing. Stuff like that. Frankelstein, so I'm playing against somebody who's watching me? Okay, bring it on. Let's do this. Are we both thoptering? Looks like we might be. He says he better go, so maybe he's not gonna snipe me. So no trash talk. Avacyn was like doing Avacyn things, right? She was getting her prayers, and she was answering prayers, and people loved her, and everything was great. And she went and answered this prayer in this deep, creepy forest, and then there was suddenly this buzzing and weird ringing in her ear, right? And it was like suddenly she couldn't hear the prayers anymore, and all she could hear was this creepy voice saying, the human, everything from the seed of man is rotten. Everything from the seed of man is rotten. And she's like, what does this mean? And like, apparently a few months go by with her dealing with this ringing in her ears and slowly going insane. And then the next time the people see her, she's all like, yep, I've decided you all need to die. I've got my theory. Everybody has their theory. I believe that Emrakul is in that forest hiding out after the Eldrazi got banished, or Emrakul never made it to Zendikar, and that she got stuck in that forest, and now she's decided that the best way to fight humans is by corrupting Avacyn. That's my big theory. But yep, now Avacyn is out to destroy the human race. We are all screwed too, because she's like indestructible. Avacyn's gonna be a problem. Alright, so are you going to send a scrapyard mongrel to beat me up? Are you? Oh, double mongrel. I'm shaking in my boots. Let's see what happens. Well, what's it going to be? Attacks or no attacks, homie? Do. And turn pass. Love it. Land, please. That's not land. Oh well. Let's get tall. Let's get tough. I'm gonna send... I could block here, trade there. I really don't want to trade. I really just want to keep building. So much value gonna happen if we get the lands for it. I can't wait to do a bit of that. Yeah, this is the network deck. In case you didn't know, it is the network combo. The network of networks, if you will. It's the interweb in, it's the Zendikar interweb is what we're putting up right here. Aw, that won't hit that thing, though. Something else is going to have to hit that thing. Maybe we'll have to figure out a way to trade it with aggregate. And he's scared to attack, too. Yeah, we're doing the Cold War here. We're both afraid to blow each other up. Skynet.deck, baby. So we've got a dilemma. If we play the Chief, we're gonna... Ooh, excuse me. We're gonna pump our aggregate to the point where if we play our network, it will exile our aggregate. Okay, and now the other thing is, we could not play for the network. We could Twin Bolt and take out the Construct. If we Twin Bolt the Construct, both of these drop down to 3/3, but they still deal 4 damage each. I think what I want to do is attack with aggregate and see if I can inspire some sort of a bad block. If he's still in the chat or listening to us and didn't actually leave, we're just inviting pain and suffering here, but he can't blow us out too brutally. And if he doesn't block anything, I think we just put Chief out. What's it gonna be, my friend? I mean, obviously there's something up, right? How do you block? You know I've got something tricky. Okay. Got it. Boom. So there we go. Flip that over. All right. So that worked out. I think we can handle the counterattack just fine because we could trade this for this. Now, if he kills our foundry, then things get uglier. But I think either way, I want to find a way to trade this off and this off. Even without a Chief of the Foundry, these two can trade for either of these. So we've got a good counter. Like, we're not really vulnerable to counterattack. Hey, Zoa. Hello, Zoa. With no artifacts to bounce, that's a pretty awkward Zoa you got there. But it does keep us from really attacking. That's a land, but it's not the land we were looking for. Pump that to a 5. I could attack with a 5. He would just trade it with a mongrel. I don't like that. I don't like that. And now he's only got the 1 5-power creature, so playing for network isn't that good. Let's just play for the go wide. Our opponent's living on a budget, it is true, but, you know, props to him. Sometimes you do what you gotta do. So, we're gonna send you to cause some trouble. And he's gonna take it. Makes sense. $10K plus gold for we're on a gold pile, and some people are still just grinding out the game. It's true, but I mean the good news when you have new players grinding out the game is that we have new players. We need more players in this game in general, both new players, new to Magic, and players that know how to play Magic. In general, the community's got to grow. Like, I'm one of the more especially for the time slot where I play, I'm one of the more successful dual streams I see, and what do I have, like 15 viewers? And then you look at these other games, and what do they have? Like millions of viewers, right? To get more people interested in duels, we gotta get more people playing duels, too. I mean, when I watch Counter-Strike, oh my god. I'm like, what am I doing with my duels life? Because look at these guys. They're sponsored, they got money, they're playing in front of, you know, many people. Watching Counter-Strike's amazing. I don't know if you guys do it. I do it. It's awesome. They've got arenas. They're up on stages. Oh, it's beautiful. Yep. Okay. So it's tempting to play this just to hit Jugs, because if we hit the Juggernaut, then he's got to keep bouncing his own Esperzoa, and this may be the best chance to play it, because if we play any more colorless creatures, our Vial will go up again. On the other hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. On the other hand, we could just start winning the dang game. I mean, we can put a lot of pressure on the opponent with this hand. Like, a ridiculous amount. I used to play a lot of Counter-Strike, and I still look back on that game pretty fondly. Alright. But the fact that somebody would turn off Counter-Strike to watch me is, like, very humbling. Thank you. I don't know how I provide better entertainment than Counter-Strike. You should all go watch Counter-Strike. Like, headshots? Come on, they're the best. They're just the best. I'm just kidding. You're welcome to stay. I think I did just lose 4 viewers. Like, I gotta go check out this Counter-Strike thing. I gotta watch what I say. Oh my god, building on budget over here. Barrage Ogre incoming. Oh, with the combo with the Perilous Mirror. We're in trouble. Alright, so we're gonna find the quick way to wrap this up. Just gonna take that bump. Just gonna take that bump. You can't unattack with that thing. It has to attack. I don't want to trade, so there's the bump. Block, block, block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think we've got him. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Cha-ching! You know, Barrage Ogre and Clues are combos. I don't know if you know that. If any of you have looked at the Investigate mechanic in Shadows, whenever Investigate is triggered, which it's triggered by various things, but like there's a creature that lets you investigate every time you cast a creature with casting cost 3 or less, right? So every time Investigate is triggered, you get to put a artifact onto the battlefield that is a clue artifact, and the clue artifact can be sacrificed for 2 mana to draw a card. But it's just an artifact. It just gets added to your battlefield. So you can throw your clue artifacts with your Barrage Ogre, or you can tap them with your Whirler Rogue to make things unblockable. Or you can make, I don't know, you can do all kinds of weird stuff. You can bounce it with your Esperzoa, although of course it doesn't go to your hand. But yeah, look up, it's something Bishop. Something Bishop. Something, I think it even starts with a B, but Bishop. Anyway, it's a 2/3 flyer for 3 mana, and you get a clue every time you cast a creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. I think that card will be pretty awesome, and I really can't wait to use it. Kothafed counters Investigate, so therefore it's useless. Hey, Investigate counters Kothafed because you can just drain them out. If they're at 1 life, you just kill them and sacrifice your clue. So they are trump. How do you like that? You didn't specify what your life total was. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's get more games. Searching, doing the search. How come I can talk my way all through a game and then I run out of things to say when there's nothing going on? It seems like that would be the best time for story time. But hallelujah, it's over quickly. Ah, that's a cool hand. That has a lot of things that we like. Alright, Homeless Jace, and your 80-some cards. Let's see what you got. I don't think Stainless should get to make games anymore. Somebody should come along and just tell them that's enough. There's probably some kid in a basement making apps who can do a better job than Stainless. Just saying. Just saying. I just think there's been too many strikes. It should be over. I can't believe that they still get chances. It's weird to me. No. That's green for that evil leap. I mean, how many release dates can you miss? We've missed 2 in a row, right? I I remember, I mean, we should say that that Duels missed its original release date, because if you guys remember, they said July, and what did they do? They put it out for Xbox and Steam on like the last day of July, and it was buggy as hell and horrible, right? I mean, how can you say that they did a good job on that release? And then what happened to the Battle for Zendikar release? Well, we all know what happened to that. They didn't tell us till like the day before that it wasn't going to come out for another couple months. And that, I mean, that was the story. Okay. So that's already a pretty frustrating situation, right? Well, what do they do with the Oath release? They pushed it back like 2-3 months after the set release. I mean, it's just it's pathetic. You know what's ridiculous is that any of us actually think the game is going to come out next month. That's the definition of insanity. That we actually think that the Oath cards are going to get released at the beginning of April, along with the Shadow set. That's why we're all a little bit crazy. It's okay to be optimistic. I just recognize that it's I just recognize it as what it is. Also, kind of insanity. All right. Pia Kieran or A-Bomb? Well, that's not fair. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Wah-ha-wah-ha. That's not fair. Twin Bolt. Twin Bolt. Munchies. More time. Yeah, more time to get to that 24k coins. Watch me bust my butt to get to 24k coins, and then you know what'll happen. Nighthawk says at least they've improved a bit, and they talk to us now and tell us what's going on. Yeah, I guess that's an improvement. I mean, really, that doesn't show an improvement. The problem I have there is it doesn't show an improvement in Stainless. It shows an improvement in Wizard's PR. But it doesn't mean that Stainless is any more capable at programming. I would prefer horrible PR and great programming. That's what I would prefer. But, you know, we don't always get what you can't always get what you want. If you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. I wrote that. It's really deep, I know. And obviously I'm kidding. Green. Let's get the green count up, because we're going to want to run our Evo Leap into the ground. If, you know, he's going to mess with us, do something crazy like Chandra's Ignition off a Vile Aggregate. And we're going to kick it back. No need to attack. No need to attack here. No need to attack here. This is an interesting, I mean, we're kind of up against a fat Thopter stack, but I do wonder how Kratz does against Thopters. It's always one of the matchups I'm interested in. And we got a 5-3 Tramplin Mongrel in the Hizzle. So let's see what we can do there. I think our Husk stacks up just fine, but... And the 2-3 doesn't want in here. What could he do about this? I mean, that is a problem, right? Killing that 3 toughness. Kataki. No need to Kataki. Trying to remember what Kataki does. Not a card I played a lot against. Gemini wants to play. Nope. I need gold. Playing with my friends is what got me into this mess. I need gold. It turns into gold. The magic in me. Wants the Nesto magic, 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 magic. Ooh, I got the magic in me. Let's draw some cards. You don't like playing both Abominations? I love this. This is going to be amazing. Just you wait. Actually, the truth is I'm going to sack one of the Abominations at end step to draw 2 cards. It was kind of just an air fog. I have no intention of keeping both Abominations out anyway. Okay. So now what we can do is Alright. But yeah, I didn't intend to keep both Abominations out here. I just wanted to air fog and draw 2. Because now we get to do stuff... Oh, this is for my buddy Nighthawk. Every now and again, sometimes I get lost on the wind of a dream. Alright, you want to send a mongrel? I can dig it. Pain, it won't even cross my mind. There's wonder in everything. Mongrel down. I'm sure I'll find an... Yep, I was going to say, I'm sure I'll find another husk without too much trouble. Now, do I need to get Flame Shadow out? Or do I need Husk first? I think Husk is the right play on this turn. Because I do want to keep Husk on the table as long as I have an A-bomb. And Husk, of course, also holds off his whole board. He's tapped out. So let's not give away our plans and just get A-bomb in there. Boom. Okay, so at this point, he's starting to flood up the board. He's got 1 card to go. So we're definitely grinding him out effectively. Alright. I know, very disappointing, Nighthawk. I'm not playing the Flame Shadow. I'm sure you'll get over it, though. I just don't think that we even need... I just don't think that we even need the enchantments at all. Like, if you see, we just kind of went out on the board and held the enchantments back, because if he does something to our board, we can draw a whole bunch of cards, and if he does nothing to our board, then he can't really do anything. He can't really attack into this. So, no need to use the enchantments right now. That could change in a second, though. Let's see what happens. Flesh Bag and Husk combo is horrible because obviously it has trouble hitting what you want it to hit because you don't have a lot of way to mitigate small door creatures, gate creepers, visionaries, things like that. So it usually just makes the opponent sacrifice something they don't care about sacrificing, and it's spending 3 mana that doesn't really help you build a bigger Husk. It doesn't add anything to your Husk to cast a Flesh Bag Marauder. So that's my opinion on that. So many options. Gotta love it. So many options. We'll just go with that. No! Not what I expected, although I'm kind of happy about it since it doesn't actually make a big difference from here. Okay. Them shenanigans. Well, it disrupts the viewer experience, but it doesn't do too much to us, really. There we go. So I can make him block, he'll target something, he can kill the Abomination, I can draw a bunch of cards in response. Eh. It's a bloody counter magnet, that's right, Nighthawk, that's right. It's a bloody counter magnet. Bollocks! So he's gonna go boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. We can pitch the Gate Creepers, the Elvish Visionary, some things like that. Just draw to our heart's content, because it's not like we need the cards much more. But you're dead inside. Oh, not what I meant to do. Pause, dang it. Not what I meant to do. Meant to just do that. There we go. Let's load up. Card advantage, please. Love a Chandra's Ignition, cause yep, hey! Gotta nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. So there's nothing wrong with getting our Husk activations on, because it's not really going to attack next turn because of this Alchemist Vial over here. But since he was tapped out, we just kind of did what we could. And he's not going to attack. Cool. And he's tapped out, so yippity skippity. And we'll just do this the fun way. How do counter magnets work? Well, you try to cast a spell that's really cool, and the opponent proceeds to counter it, no matter what kind of deck they're running, like Thopters. Boom! No Rogue's Passage. No, I got no use for Rogue's Passage in this deck. Not necessary when you can nuke their whole board. The new and cool way to become unblockable is to cast Chandra's Ignition. Let's get our Prowess on. Again, Prowess, I don't know if it's better than Thopters. It's another blue-red deck with some aggro tendencies, but I haven't lost with it. Nothing's beat it yet, so why would I delete something that hasn't lost any games? Evening, Squidder Dragon. Long time no see on here. iOS tournament organizer, Square Dragon. So, first connection failed. Let's try again. Wonder how close we are to gold cap today. What is it, like 400? We gotta be getting there. You'll see me on here for probably about a week every day trying to get my gold, because then I'm going to go away for a little over a week and go to Florida, where I won't be playing at all. I like the way I've got the prowess built up right now. I like the Titan Strength the most. I mean, the card kind of just begs them to try to block or handle it. How close are you to what? I don't know what he's talking about. He says, how close are you? Oh, maybe he's talking about gold. So I'm at 18k on gold and I need 24. So I got some work. Got work to do. Been spending too much time playing tournaments and doing playtesting with friends like Gemini, so my gold stack isn't what it should be. Alright, that's not good enough. That's pretty bad. I don't think I go to 6 on it, though. Let's see what happens. Really want that 2-drop, that Majoring Bully, or that 3, at the worst, that 3-drop. On the draw, we definitely want the 2-drop. So this isn't a very good hand. Let's see if now is the time when we get taken out, when our prowess deck goes down. Bleh. Alright. Yeah, but you can play Telling Time instead of Titan Strength if you want to. It doesn't mean that there's going to be the card you want on top of your deck. I don't know how many times I've cast Telling Time and put something back on top that I never wanted to draw in the first place. Besides, when you're as good as I am, you just draw the card you need, and you don't worry about it. Just like that. That's how you do it. That's how you play Magic. Pro tip, just draw the card you need every time. That's today's pro tip, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm being very sarcastic in case anybody out there wants to get salty and literal. I'm as self-deprecating as the average Magic player. My persona when I'm playing it tends to sound cocky. It- All right, Jund man, what are you gonna do? You got a majoring bully to manage. Roar! I will bully you with this stick thing. Alright, Thrall. Cool. So, what do I want to do to that? That thing is a pain. Oh, I know what I want to do to that. Like I said, pro tip, just draw the card you want every time. Every time. Just keep drawing the good cards. That is how you get good at Magic. Dear goodness gracious. It's not going to make a perfect next turn, though. I guess I should have... Oh, I wish I had one more red mana. So there's going to be a little trouble next turn getting this to work perfectly. I don't think our opponent has removal up their sleeve, or they would have used it on Bully. Well, maybe they just weren't worried about trading. If they're debating right now, they probably do have some kind of removal that they could do instead of trying to trade. So, what are we going to do with this turn? Do we want to trade a Fiery Impulse for his Carrier Thrall? Or do we want to trade a Titan Strength for his Carrier Thrall? The Titan Strength gives us the bonus scry, but it represents more damage in the future if we can get through. However, given that his deck is Jund, it is probably grindy, kills a lot of stuff, and makes it hard to get through. So getting a good use out of a Titan Strength will probably be hard. Therefore, I think we want to do the Titan Strength. The other thing that we could do is throw Majoring Bully into Carrier Thrall. If we're making that play, and then play Chandra. If we're making that play, we're saying I don't think he has any removal for Chandra, but I think he does. Because obviously he's been debating what to do on his turns, and he's probably debating between kill this with like some red burn spell or Languish or something, or try to trade it with the Thrall. And he chose to try to trade it with the Thrall. So I think he's still got a removal spell up his sleeve. So I think what I want to do this turn is try to trade a Titan Strength for this Carrier Thrall. Let's see what he does. Takes the block. We go for the Titan Strength. We see a mountain, which I actually do want. Alright, your go. Not a great turn, but we didn't backpedal either. Flesh bag. Yep, you've got a flesh bag. So there's that might be the removal spell that he was contemplating last turn. We're not going to fire this off. We're going to fire... Well, if he's using flesh bags, then I think we want Pia Kirin. Yeah, I think that's what we want. See if he has like a Languish or something like that. Because then the next turn we can play Chandra and have kind of some protection if he has 2 flesh bags. Which, you know, where there's 1 flesh bag, there's usually more. All these plays are, you know, very almost equally aggressive, so we're being aggressive no matter what we do. It's just trying to figure out the way that's the most awkward for him. And we're just kind of guessing. It's hard to get a read on his hand right now. Pia Kirin is usually a pretty good play. It's a pain in the neck. All right, so Nanhuko Husk. Let me think. And he sacks, and a 3-1, and then I sack, and I can kill it. So we're gonna do like this. Let's see if he has a blister pod to punish me for my gamble. I guess I could have waited till end step to fire that off at the same time, so that was probably would have been better. Because then if he had a blister pod, I could decide not to do it if that was the plan. What's it gonna be, man? What's it gonna be? Is he just sitting there on his Husk activation, or does he have something to cast? I really don't know. I really don't know. Okay, he's still got 4 cards, so plenty of action. So I don't want to commit to the board very much. I just want to deal with what he's trying to do. Pause. I don't know why. 4x Fog in hand could be drama. We're going to save the strength for the flipping Chandra, hopefully. So our opponent might be on some kind of Junkratz list as well. Looks like it, but they seem to think that Gemini, that flesh bag might belong. Okay, another one, perfect. Unless he has that blister pod we've been alluding to. Nope. Okay, that's a good draw. I could offer to trade Pia Kirin for the Husk. I don't know if he probably wouldn't take that trade, and I could save it with Titan Strength too, but I really don't want to do either of those things. I don't want to trade, and I don't want to cast the Titan Strength in the spot. I want to save the Titan Strength. So that's why we're pitching before combat, in case you're wondering. Alright, let's see if he has something like a Languish, I don't know, some kind of a sweeper or Radiant Flames. I always have to be on the lookout for those in Jund decks, even when they are Aristocrats decks, because some people still can't build a Jund deck without the sweepers. He's still got 5 cards, and he's been missing land drops, so we know there's action over there, and that's kind of... I mean, if you're wondering why I'm not just throwing everything at the board and playing this kind of nickel and dime game, it's because when your opponent has a lot of cards in their hand, there's usually something they can do if you overcommit. Well, not usually, but it makes sense to make sure that they can't do something to you if you overcommit. Okay, interesting. So this turn, I want to get Chandra out there, and I want to flip Jace. So if I activate Jace, I want to do it before end step. And I want to hold this and see if there's something else I don't want to discard. So I want to cast Chandra. I probably don't need to cast anything else. Like, the only other thing that could come off the top to cast would be like a Majoring Bully. Anything that... So I can't think of anything that changes combat, so I'm just going to get my attack in first. These are the kind of games that are interesting and slightly complicated. And I like that about them. I don't know what's going on with my opponent's hand over there, but I should assume it's not good for me, whatever it is. Let's assume that he's going to run Active Treason. Oh, I have Simplified Targeting turned on, so it doesn't even let me target my own creature. And let's get out the Chandra, and let's see what he's got. If he has that Flesh Bag that we worried about a while ago, I'll definitely pitch Pia Kirin to it. Flip Chandra next turn. Cause trouble. Maybe Obnixilis? That is something I would definitely run in those colors. I don't know if he's running. Okay, so he's running the act of treason. And hey, didn't I kind of predict that? Darn it. To think. I could have avoided some damage with Jace. Alright, he wants to attack Jace. And does he have the bone splinters? He has the bone splinters. Alrighty. That's okay. That's just fine. I don't think we'll get to a point where we can play this and activate it on the same turn anytime soon. But for the sake of the tilt factor, we're definitely going to play this Pia Kirin and not the Rogue, so that he's like, oh man, what have I... That's such BS. Don't you love it when you take the time to kill their legendary creature and they play another one? I love it. This actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was going to say it threatens lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it does, if he doesn't do something about it. Well, there's something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I got him. I know what I'm going to do. It's going to be awesome. Just you watch. You guys see the lethal puzzle? I see the lethal puzzle. There's probably a few ways. Thank you, Priest of the Bloodright. 30 gold well earned. That was an interesting little game. Plenty of play to it. That opening hand wasn't that good, but we didn't flood out. We drew a good mix of spells. Very fortunate. Let's tutelage them. Titans, flashback Titans. Yeah, I could have done that with the mount in my hand. I could have done it that way. That's certainly something that could have happened. Could have targeted Titan Strength in the graveyard with Jace, attacked, waited for blocks, cast Titan Strength from the graveyard on one of the unblocked Thopter, cast the Titan Strength from hand on the unblocked Thopter. That's 7. Play my mountain and use that in my other red and one island and cast Firecraft would have done 11. So that is also a lethal move. And this is looking like another Thopter or Prowess-ish deck that we're up against. Let's see, what's Kujako got for us? What's it gonna be? Our hand is... This comes into play tapped, untapped, untapped. So tap land, untapped land, vial, tap land, and then hopefully one of these. Yeah, it works. Oh yeah, there were a lot of lethal lines on that turn. I just like killing people with their own Priest of the Bloodright. Like, ha 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 ha. Does it make sense to get a different land? I think this will have to be for white. White, white, draw a card. Then this, no, because we might draw Jace, so we're gonna lead with that. So we're gonna, this is on my 4-color, not green tutelage deck. So 4-color control, and our opponent's mana screwed, so this game just got a lot less exciting. But, you know, still gotta win. It's tutelage, but it's not fog. It's tutelage, but it is not about fogging. It is about, because I figured out that if we play the colors that are not green, we have just as many sweepers, like Languish and Planar Outburst, as we have fogs from green. So I'm playing sweepers instead. Why not just play all the sweepers in 4 colors instead of fog? And no, you can't demand nothing from me. It's my channel. I do what I want. Somebody wants a Nephilim name, Nephilm name. Nope, don't care. Ah, land fetch. We got the plains, so those will come in untapped. So we're gonna play that next turn. So we'll get the mountain. Our opponent continues to have a great draw. They kept the 1-lander, they are getting jacked for it. Oh, the greed. The greed, I tell you, in this world. Blue, black, red, white. Okay, so we'll play the plains, we'll get Brilliant in here. That's the plan. Okay, so we're gonna get Brilliant. Now what land do we need out there? We need to make sure that we keep a white, which we don't have a choice about. We have enough red, so we can ditch the retreat, and we have enough black, and so we want to keep one of the white blues no matter what, and we can ditch the other lands. There we go. And we can discard another land here. We have, I know I've said it a few times, I'm going to say it again. We have 27 lands in this deck, so we're going to draw a bunch of lands, unlike our opponent, unfortunately. They might have kept one of those hands with like 3 Gate Creepers. Yeah, they probably kept a hand with a bunch of Gate Creeper Vines. Didn't work out for them. So the plan this turn is going to be another Spectrum as we dig for tutelage or a win con. We do want to keep a Prairie Stream no matter what. We can ditch the other lands, like so. And I think we'll ditch, I don't see us needing a... Oh, we're not going to need a Languish this game. It's just not going to get to that point. Yeah, bye-bye, guys. Revenge. Aren't we having fun? Alright. Watch this. Let's see how many lands we can mill off the top of our opponent's deck. But they're gone, you know, so we're not tilting them at all. We're just tilting the AI. Hey, wow, still no land. Do you think they put land in this deck? Look at this. You guys, I mean, look right here. 1 land in the top 16 cards. The top 16. Ha! Shuffler's broken. Thread incoming. Stay off NGA if you don't like Shuffler broken threads. And he missed 17 in a row. 17 in a row, everybody. Hey, we found another land. It was 19 cards deep. 19 cards deep. Ouch! Poor opponent. Down, 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 down. Oh, boom. Bum bum ba da ba ba da ba da ba da ba da. Ain't no love in the heart of town. Oh yeah, Flame Shadow Gruel. You got self-mossed indeed. No love in the heart of town. Na 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 na. Now, it's a Stevie Wonder sample, but it's a Jay-Z song, in case anybody out there is curious. Let's count how many lands are in this person's deck at the end, because I'm getting a feeling that they are skimping on their mana base. Hey, I kept a one-lander early in this broadcast, and we got there. So, you know, there's a time and a place for the one-lander. You just have to be as good as I am. You just have to be as lucky as I am. I'm telling you, there's probably 3 Gatecreeper Vines in that hand. Oh my gosh, we're still missing the land drop. Oh, goodness. Grove Rumbler goes down. You gotta have lands to trigger landfall, homie. I don't know if anybody told you when you were building your deck. Buzzsaw. Goodbye, deck. Nice knowing ya. Alright, let's do this. 1. Oh, there you go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 lands is what our opponent chose to put in their stack. 20 lands. Now there was a time and a place back in my day when 20 lands was what everybody accepted. In fact, 20 lands is what was suggested by the instruction manual that used to come in your Magic the Gathering starter decks. But that got abandoned about a year after Magic got created, and with the advent of tournaments, it was known right away that elite players used 20 to 24. So there's your 20 land ramp Ulamog deck. Getting, I guess, what you could say it deserves. I mean, you kept a one-lander with a 20-land deck. Tisky tisk tisk. That ain't how it's done. Yo. Let's get the Sultai Krats back up in the hizzle. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. Ain't no love in the heart of town. There's no such thing as an Elementals deck, because there's only one Elemental triggering card, and that's Omnath, so no. I've got an Elementals deck. It's called Gruul. Gruul is the Elementals deck, because it has Omnath in it. 20 lands in that Gruul deck that we milled out before it ever saw a second one. We didn't need Acid Moss. He mana screwed himself. I wonder how that deck does for him when he gets Acid Mossed. Must be awkward. So the absolute best tutelage moment I've had was on iOS, and what it was is I was playing against mono green, and I counted afterwards. So this is a mono green ramp deck with 16 lands in the deck. I'm not kidding, 16 lands in the deck. And the chunk I hit with my very first tutelage activation on turn 4 was for 16 cards. I chunked off 16 cards on one Sphinx's tutelage activation on turn 4. Oh my gosh, I dropped the iPad. I just dropped it. I was like, what just happened? I think I just won the game. The fastest tutelage win I've had involved turn 1 Jace, turn 2 tutelage, turn 3 tutelage, turn 4 tutelage, turn 5 Artificers, and something else, like I think a Visionary. And so it was a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess that's turn 6 was the fastest mill out I've played with a tutelage deck. Pretty awesome. I'm just bragging now. I'm just telling you guys stories. These are just my thoughts, just what I'm feeling at the time, right or wrong, as Jay-Z would say. The Ultra Mega Tutelage. Love it. Alright, we got some Sultai on Sultai action going. Let's get our loot on. Okay. Let's continue to get our loot on. Y'all get too excited. Of course I'm going to do that play. Of course I'm going to do this play. Y'all like scared I'm going to miss it. You're probably slamming your keyboard into the ground. I got this. Don't y'all worry. It's me. It's CGB. I do this stuff every day. Every day I do this. Every day I'm hustling like this. So we'll get the Demir Gate. Get our black blue. You want to put that Tide Hollow up, homie? You gonna block that? You gonna block that? You gonna block that? You gonna block that? Okay. I'd block that. Not gonna lie. In the absolute tradition of my ridiculous playlist, we have Nightwish that you guys have heard. We just did some Jay-Z, and now we're playing some Bruce Springsteen, Jungle Land. If anybody out there in New Jersey is listening, that one's for you. Alright, so someone's going to try to infiltrate the covert one. That's not how it works, yo. I'm already there. Dun, dun. It's actually pretty tempting to chuck off the evolutionary leap because I don't know when I'm going to activate it in this game. I've got too much good stuff going on. Yeah, but I can't. I'm just going to toss this. Yes, we were blaring Nightwish as loud as we possibly could not that long ago. I kicked off today with Dragon Force through Fire and Flame, the good old Guitar Hero song. Had a great time with that. Alright, so. Let's dig. Well, don't need you. Got all the Eldrazi I need already. Pretty tough discards with this particular Jace. Let's get you out of the way. Let's power this up. Let's get the beats on. Damage over tricks. Because I don't know what our opponent's doing, but it seems slow as hell. So let's cut his time a little shorter. Yep, so not to forget, we've got a Bone Splinters down there to flash back with Jace if he ever does cast something that I actually care about. That doesn't count. Don't think that's going to make a big difference either. Let's see. What the heck am I going to do next? Think it's going to be A-Bomb. Oh, Yonder, I always discard the better part of my deck. More pro tips. I'm going to miss that Drowner, I'm sure, but the rest is okay. So, do we keep the unblockable party going? I think we do. And I think we keep the Jace negative right there. And then I think we play Smothering Abomination. That's the plan. Do 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 do. Alright. Bam. Take that to the face. Take that to your infiltrator who ain't infiltrating nothing on me. And we'll run this out there. See if you got any removal in that deck that can hit me. Yonder showing up in the chat. Great job on your win in round 3. I thought you played game 1 beautifully. Some of the best kind of thoughtful Magic I have seen in a while. Some next level stuff there, man. A+. A+ to the player. Alright, so he's running Alchemist Vial, which means this might be a tutelage deck at some point. I guess we'll see. Yonder gives me the question mark. I'm saying you played a really good game 1 against, I believe it was a Sultai Kratz deck in the Steam Showdown. That is what I am saying. I thought your game 1 was excellent. I watched it on the Twitch. I had a good time. All right. Do 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 do. Time to get silly. So there's more damage through the Crassus, so that's what I will do. And let's get in there. Turn that sideways, make some noise. Our opponent's already like, this is too much, can't take it. The brutality. The brutality of it all. Gotta be a little bit thoughtful playing Aristocrats. It is a bit of a head scratcher sometimes with what to do with your turn, but as you can see, it can pay off. The deck can attack a lot of ways. He's gonna stall with Nissa's Renewal, but I still might be able to kill him. Might be able to kill him this turn coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, unblock, unblock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bone Splinter, Bone Splinter. Let's see if he attacks with anything. Take some blockers off the board for me, maybe? We got the Whirler Rogue. We don't have the Husk. We got... let's see. It's gonna be weird. Okay, he does take some attackers, some blockers off the board for me. So now, let's, like we always do at this time, you always get color skewed when you play test other people's decks. You always end up saying those decks are horrible. The sad part is, usually you end up losing to it later, but fortunately you avoided that fate. Alright, so I guess we don't have to flash back with Jace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. I need one more Perilous Mirror. Maybe we'll get it off the card draw. Maybe we'll get it off that card draw. Nope, not gonna get there. Unless he doesn't block with the Tide Hollow, but he will. He's the AI. Always blocks. We'll just take the damage. I mean, it's not like we're gonna lose this next turn. I was just looking for the flashy finish. As far as discarding the good half of my deck, it looks like that worked out okay. Alright, you go down. You go up. And we've made enough noise for the turn, I think. Pretty good turn. And your turn. I'm not a huge fan of Simic Tempo. It's good for tournaments, I think. I think it's better in a best 2 out of 3 environment than it is for pubbing. I'm not a huge fan of the deck. The playstyle doesn't speak to me. Doesn't mean it's not good. Just doesn't speak to me. I'm a big fan of Yonder. I didn't know he was elite pro in disguise. I didn't know he was gonna pull out the sick moves like he did in that game. So, yeah, he is to be feared. The elite skills for show, yo. Sure. No problem. Now that I know what your last card is, and it's not a fog, we're just going to finish things in the air. Kreider's getting hate for playing Gruul Ramp? I mean, I got a little bit of hate, but not that much. For the most part, people just didn't say anything about me. I think I was like an elephant in the room. It's like, I really want this. I really want so-and-so to win. Let's just not talk about CGB playing Gruul Ramp. Because I think it stressed people out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. People should play if a ramp is if a deck is even competing for like best deck in the format, if it's even in the conversation, people should play it in tournaments. It's like the only reason to do it, right? I mean, what's the point of a good deck if you're not going to play it in a tournament with a cash prize? Just like good decks aren't invented just so everyone else can poke fun at them and hate on them and try to beat them. They're also invented to just win in the first place, which is like that's why I played Ramp. There were other decks I could have played. I almost played Aristocrats. But I just figured nobody really was going to respect Ramp. I thought not enough people would play it, and not enough people would bring enough hate for it. If they had tested against it, I knew they probably had biased testing. So that's why I ran it, because nobody could handle it. Nobody was actually... Everybody kind of wanted to pretend it was the elephant in the room that wasn't in the room. So I'm like, I'm bringing the elephant. I don't care. I'm gonna step on people. Usually I like finding the next level deck. I like finding the other decks. Legend has some fans, dude. Legend has some crazy fans. Like, they think that he is God's gift to Magic, that guy. So I'm not surprised he got some hate for that. I mean, you took down their champion. When you take down the champion, the Trojans, you know, they get mad. If you take out Brad Pitt, then they get upset. I think that's a reference to the movie Troy. I'm trying to remember what the army was that conquered Troy. Anyway. Legend got counter-decked. Okay, counter-decking red aggro is what you should do even when you don't know if red aggro is out there. I mean, counter-decking red aggro is such a level 1 play. I mean, yeah, you don't want to spend time in a tournament running a deck that can't beat turn 1 Goblin Glory Chaser, turn 2 Aura. That's kind of silly. That's really ridiculous. That's really funny that people would have such comments. That's some beautiful stuff right there. Counter-decking red aggro is like building any other deck that doesn't absolutely suck. Every deck that doesn't absolutely suck is already countering red aggro. Alright, so we're really hoping our opponent is playing something like a red aggro or a Thopters so we can run a Zendikar Incarnate into Ignition. That telling time in the Bantlands, though, that kind of tells me they might be some kind of a control build, which this isn't a great hand against a control build, but we have a good deck against a control build. As long as we don't flood out horrifically from here, we're going to be fine. If my opponent doesn't cast anything, I don't think I'm going to cast this Incarnate. Yeah, I'm not going to cast anything. What we're going to try to do is catch him tapped out and do Incarnate and Ignition in the same turn if we get to resolve this. We'll have the mana to do it. Oh! Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me see what we draw next while I figure out what the heck to play. So now I'm regretting not casting this. I didn't think about Gideon, and I should have. I did rate Legends deck an A- for the field, and I liked his build of it. I thought it would do really well. I'm not going to back down from that opinion. So I still think if I cast this, it will just die. So next turn, renewal, and then the turn after that, yeah, we're gonna slow roll. It's gonna be fun, I hope. This could all be a mistake. If he counters the Revelation, that'll be really ugly. It looks like 4-color, maybe 5-color control. I don't know. All right, bring the pain. Maybe we can catch him with more stuff out, too. I mean, they did practically nothing. This is looking like 4-color ramp of some kind. Yeah, it's going to be one of those converge ramps. Maybe we can catch him with a Woodland Wanderer or a Skyrider Elf if we're patient. But it doesn't look like countering things is going to be a priority. He must have a really stacked hand. He chucked 2 Jotty Offshoots. He chucked 2 Jotty Offshoots, which he could have played this turn, so he's got some high action in that hand. Let's get our life total back. You did see a swamp. That swamp is in there for the Radiant Flames, but won't be needed this game because we got the Canopy Vista. I know you guys are in suspense. Will you see the Incarnate Ignition out of nowhere? Will you see it? I wonder if this is somebody who watches my streams. Molotov cocktail. Yep, he goes for Emblem. Okay. I feel that's a pretty interesting play. So we blocked... Oh, and part the Water Veil. Okay. That's an interesting play. So he's going to get to slap me pretty hard. Let's see what he does with his turn. That does explain the Emblem a lot better. And now he's going to hit me. Yep. I like that. I can dig that. I wonder what else he's got up his sleeve. Back to almost 20. Please don't just... Please play something. Please don't just pass the turn. Oh, that's a big something. I don't like that. Also, he's got Scatter the... not Scat... Yeah, he does have Scatter mana open. That's a problem. Our hand hasn't exactly paid off. Not yet, anyway. But let's go combo. To your dome. To the dome. He'll probably have a removal spell, but then if we draw another Incarnate, we just win. Another Incarnate or a Rolling Thunder. It's risky, because we could have killed Gideon. But I'm playing a little loose right here. We've had a pretty weird draw that hasn't exactly worked out. I mean, it's really such a lopsided draw. Okay, he's going to Planar Outburst. But let's see if we can draw another Incarnate off the top for funsies. High risk, high reward, I hope. So we've only had 1, 2 relevant spells and some ramp and a bunch of land. It's been a really bad draw for us. But we are dead. We are dead if we don't draw something useful. This has been an interesting game, though. No regrets. Yeah, that's really lame, though. That is really lame. All right, Seppuku. Let's see. I can try to win. I can try to live another turn. I guess I shouldn't just give up. Guess I shouldn't just give up. I'm sure he'll have some way to remove this so that he can win the game. But man, did we flood. This has been like one of the uglier games I've ever played with ramp. Okay, he's pass in turn. Well, not pass in turn, but he went straight to attacks. So, come on, off the top. Zendikar Incarnate is acceptable? Let's see what he gets. Firebird. Firebird wouldn't have done it. Would have been funny, but wouldn't have done it. Hit me! Oh! Elite tactics, everybody. With the 10. This is how it's done, everybody. You just draw the card that you really need at every possible moment when you need to draw it. That's how you play Magic. Oh, goodness. Boom. We did it. Man, does that deck love me. That deck adores me. Just about every time I've needed it, that deck pays me off. Just about every time. That's right. I've been tapping cards so long. My heart rate doesn't even change when I top deck anymore. It's just what I do. You just play a ridiculous amount of Magic, and you'll have enough top decks that it's just funny. It's like, wow, yippity skippity. I should probably call it on that one, but I'm having too much fun, and you guys are here. I think we're all having fun, so I'll just keep it rocking. Yeah, he cut me to it. He played the Sower. It's his fault. I would have drawn a Koem Firebird and would have absolutely done nothing. It's his fault. He cast the Oblivion Sower. All right, come on. Let's see if we can top that. That was pretty hot. I mean, again, I think we drew 5 relevant spells that whole game. Just boom. Opponent totally misplayed. You don't give me another chance to top deck. You don't cut me to the perfect card. Come on now. Oh yeah. It's just like the Rune Servitor thing with Hakeem, right? His own Rune Servitors with those bonus draws. I always hit. Hakeem never did. You just don't give me draws. You can't let me draw cards. You have to kill me. You have to not allow me to get my draw on, or else that kind of stuff happens to you. It is a known fact. Alrighty. Let's rock and roll. I mean, this is like the big card. This is the other big card, so we got a 2-card hand that's pretty useful. Hey, look at that. This is just draw the nuts, everybody. That's my advice. That's what you can learn from watching my channel. Just draw the nuts. You can have hand destruction, like Squitter wants hand destruction in the game. You can have it. I'm still going to draw the nuts. I'm just going to draw perfect. I mean, that guy could have like duressed me and taken my Chandra's Ignition. Just do it again. Is this the same guy? No, it's not. Thopters are ultra boring. I do not care. I just play them. At this point, I'm kind of... all the decks are a touch boring to me right now. All the decks are a tad boring. I'm just grinding that gold. I gotta get my dollars. And, you know, maybe I'll get some viewers while I'm at it. Maybe I get some subs. Maybe I get some likes. Maybe I get some follows. Maybe I get some more comments like, stop uploading this crap. That was definitely the best comment I've ever received on YouTube. Props to those who get on YouTube to tell me to stop uploading stuff. That's cool. Bring on the haters. I got my Kanye West on, so I'm not scared of him. Now, do I want to attack with my Engineer? Yeah, no fear. No fear. This will be the last game, you guys. And I'm going to go take care of some other business. Do some other magics. But, so yeah. Enjoy what you got until it's gone. Come on, Planar Outburst. Make this game interesting. Blow me up. You can do it. Oh, Zendikars Royal. You're going to have a tough time getting ahead of me on tokens. I wonder why he's not blocking. I wonder what possible reason he could have for wanting to hang on to that Pilgrim's Eye instead of trading. I mean, maybe retreat to Kazandu makes it bigger, and then it can start like blocking and living, but I mean, we haven't seen that. He had plenty of opportunities to play Kazandu if he had it. Maybe he's just hoping to draw it, but you better start using it soon. What does the most damage? Both do 2, but this one gets 4 onto the table if he outbursts. This does more next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the mirrors, because if he planar outbursts, they still do 4 to his face. And then next turn we can play Foundry, and we can save the Whirler Rogue in our hand for a recovery if he does do a board wipe. Either way, we get right back to our grind. Go wide, baby. Go wide. Where's that quest of casting colorless things? Or putting tokens onto the battlefield? Alright. Got him down to 8, so it'll be down to 4 if he blows everything up. And then we can do this and then end step play it. Oh, Jotty in the house. Well, that makes life a little harder and a little longer, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Oh, here comes the Evolving Wilds. Trigger, trigger, trigger. He'll need to gain a lot of life. He better, if he had Nissa's Renewal, no, he couldn't play it this turn because he got a tap land. So if he has Nissa's Renewal for next turn, he's sitting pretty. From Beyond, okay. I mean, he's putting it together. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really give about that at all. Okay, Pia Kirin, pretty clutch. So, if I attack, block, block. Block, 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 take 2, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, leaves him at 3. Leaves him at 3. Alright. If he untaps, we still want to have the means to destroy him. And having Pia on the board means that it's probably lethal next turn if he doesn't, I don't know, make a miracle happen. Because we can't kill him this turn. We can kill him next turn. I guess he could block really badly. Yep, you did that right. Alright, see what he's got. Planar Outburst. Could be fun. Jotty number 2. Land and Nissa's Renewal. Could be awesome. How do you survive the Thopter Swarm? How do you survive? Well, Plague Crusher isn't the answer. That is not the droid you're looking for. That is not the droid you're looking for. Alright. Could not handle the swarm. Could not handle the swarm. Okay guys, that's going to wrap up this video, this stream. Thank you very much for hanging out. I've had a good time. If you haven't had enough of me and enough of Magic Duels, go to Haunted Flower Duels Diaries. I've had a post for every day this week, which is kind of a new thing for me. Not usually something I do. And but there's plenty of Duels content over there. We talk about Shadows, we talk about Oath. We talk about what's going on with the current set. We talk about the decks I played today. Haunted Flower Duels Diaries. Thank you so much for hanging out, going through all the shenanigans, the ups, downs, the rolling thunders, the insane mill outs, the 20 land Gruul deck that never drew land number 2. All the good stuff. So thanks a lot. I will catch you guys probably tomorrow. Later.